This horrific story we continue to follow. A 3-year-old is among those confirmed dead after a baptism ceremony went horribly wrong yesterday. 15 people were swept away by flash floods in the Jukskei River in Bramley and Johannesburg. 2 bodies were found in the river yesterday, 7 today. So we're sitting at the moment with a death toll of 9. Family members have been coming to the area since yesterday while the search operation continues. We're now joined by the Johannesburg Emergency Services spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi. Robert, is the search operation underway right now? All right, I understand that we have lost Robert Mulaudzi. We'll speak to Johannesburg Emergency Services as soon as we can for an update. Remember, 15 believed to have been washed away, so there are still a number of missing individuals, and how traumatic. We'll find out what efforts are going to be done as well to ensure that this never, ever happens again. All right, and Iman, certainly this was apparently a baptism ceremony, so it raises the question of what's being done to ensure safety, to ensure that, the rituals are done well and at the right time.
But, we have been in conversation with Richard Mulaudzi several times. EMS has put out flyers. They've done a lot of outreach work in the community on safety when it comes to either being close to bodies of water in times where the weather is uncertain. I don't know how much more you can do, and perhaps there needs to be more of an effort made around congregants and churches who need bodies of water for their rituals to be more aware.
This in light of shacks still being built on the banks of the Jukskei that often overflows. We are now joined by Richard Mulaudzi, I understand. Mr. Mulaudzi, is the search still underway right now? What's happening?
Good afternoon and afternoon to the viewers. Yes, we can confirm that we are still continuing with our search. We resumed this morning from where the incident occurred. So far from the morning up until now, as I'm conducting this interview, we have managed to recover about 7 bodies, of which, if we include the ones which were recovered yesterday, that brings the body count to about 9. So the search and recovery operation still continues. So by around 6, 7 this evening, we should be able to give a full report about the day. So we still have some other news which we feel that we might be able to locate some more bodies. So that number should be able to increase by the end of the day today.
And how far into the evening can you go? At what point do you call off operations for the day?
Yeah, I think it will be determined by, in terms of, the visibility. If we don't have a lack of visibility around the area which we are searching. So we're hoping that maybe by 10 this evening, we should be able to maybe call off the search and see whether we cannot be able to strategize for tomorrow. But definitely sure we should have an increase in terms of the number of the bodies which we still have to recover, because right now we already have teams which are exploring some of the areas which we feel that we might be able to add more bodies on the 9 bodies which we already have. Remember, the number which was given to us was that at least about 15 bodies are still missing in this incident. So hence we believe that we must still even add on the number which we already have now at this stage.
So that would mean at least 6 people are still missing. Is there any hope of finding any of them alive?
No, at this stage we have had a discussion with the families on site at around 8 this morning to inform them about our chances of recovering them, their family members, while they are alive, to say that the chances are very slim. They do understand that process, but they just want us to assist them to find closure. They also looking at the time frame from last night around 5 o'clock when the incident occurred up until now. So you can look at the time. The chances is very slim. So we do understand that. We also assured them from our side that as the emergency services, we will use whatever resources which we have to make sure that we assist them to be able to recover their loved ones.
We spoke to our reporter with the family members. Obviously, they're devastated, and some of them have come from far and wide. They have to go back home and report about the efforts to find the missing loved one, how they passed on. They were asking for pictures. Can you explain the process? Are they not able to identify the bodies yet? What's happening?
Okay. I would say a few minutes ago, just before we conducted this interview, the family members who are with us now here at the Sentin fire station, they were given an opportunity to view the pictures which we have of the bodies which we have recovered. So I can confirm that some of the bodies have already been recovered. So we will also give them an opportunity to view those ones which we're still going to recover throughout the day. So that at least by the time they leave here, they've got an idea whether by today they are able to identify their loved ones.
Finally, what went wrong here? Did they see the waters rising and continue with this ceremony, or was it really a sudden flooding? And what can be done to ensure that this never happens again?
Oh, yeah. We are told that when the storm came through, they were busy. They were actually right inside the river stream conducting that ritual. And unfortunately, they couldn't be able. So the storm actually swept, most of the people who were inside that river stream. But some of the members who were there, including the leader or the pastor who was conducting the ritual, managed to survive the incident. So it looks like they were overpowered. They couldn't, the strength of the water was strong enough to be able to set them, away where they were standing conducting this ritual. Of course, we are concerned as the fire service within the city of Johannesburg that most of our river streams now are full. Most of the congregants who normally conduct these kind of rituals, they will be tempted to go visit these areas. So maybe from our side, we need to intensify our public education programs to show them the dangers, because the difficult part is that South Africa is a democratic country. We have got various beliefs. We cannot tell people how to conduct themselves religiously. So we can only advise to say, in the environment like this is what they can be able to do to maybe ensure that their safety. So I think from our side as a city, we will have to make sure that we intensify our educational programs to advise these congregants to exercise caution as and when they conduct this baptism. Ideally, we will wish that they can conduct this kind of baptism or rituals in a normal swimming pool where maybe there's also lifeguards, but they've got the freedom to exercise their religious beliefs. In South Africa is a free country, so we will respect that. But from our side, we're not going to give up to ensure that they exercise safety measures and caution when they conduct this kind of rituals.
All right, thank you. Mr. Mulaudzi, so just confirming at least 6 people are still missing. That tallies up with your figures, and unfortunately little hope of finding them alive. You said you had informed the families of that.
Yes, correct. We have already reassured them that it's actually a search and recovery operation because I think now we've already passed that stage of search and rescue where we might be able to find the people still alive. So right now it's a search and recovery operation.
How very, very sad. Thank you very much for giving us that update. Robert Mulaudzi, Johannesburg Emergency Services spokesperson, and the operation continues. They will search possibly well into the night, he says.